As we draw an end for Ghost Recon Wildlands gun reviews, I only have this and the next gun, the Stampede, left to talk about. I do want to go over and just let everyone know, because I have been seeing this question a lot and people have been wondering, how do you get all this stuff? How do you get all these weapons? How do you get the DLC? Well, you have to go in, you have to actually put real money into the game, and then you purchase credits. Once you purchase those credits, then you're able to buy whatever pack you want. Not all of these weapons are in one pack. There are separate packs, so choose wisely. Choose whichever one that's best suited for you. These are not all a part of one pack, so you will have to spend real money in order to get these. So those of you wondering how to get these weapons, that's how you do it. I've been seeing a lot where people have been asking me, how do you get this weapon? How do you get that weapon? Well, did you explain where to find it? Well, that's how you get it. It's in the actual in-game store. Once you press pause, it'll take you to the menu and you'll see where it says store, and then from there you can actually purchase these weapons. Here is a shooting test of how good this weapon is, how fast you can shoot it, and just how accurate it is. And in a minute we'll actually get to where you can see what distances are best suited for this weapon, but it's just right now just a little test of how quickly you can shoot it, and you know what it sounds like and all that good stuff. But what is going on? Unpredictable 60 here, bringing you guys the next gun review in Ghost Recon Wildlands. As I mentioned before, I only have this weapon and the Stampede left to talk about, and this weapon is a pistol, mind you, so hopefully you guys can get some useful information out of that. Those looking to have a good pistol, this weapon seems to be a pretty good secondary or third, I guess you could say, and it's pretty much a very useful pistol in my opinion. Now, I would not recommend this in a heavy gunfight because it will definitely not save your life, for the simple fact that it's just the power's not there for it, and it's just not something to go. Now, if you want to go in stealth, then yes, of course, go ahead and use this thing. You cannot apply a silencer to this weapon, so keep that in mind when using this. You can't actually be stealthy with this thing, so this is the perfect occasion in mid daylight, and you got, you know, you're in the wide open area. And that's how, that right there just showed off the amount of meters it takes to be accurate with this pistol. And you can pretty much kill anybody with one headshot. It doesn't really take that much to do away with people with this weapon, so you just got to make sure you're getting the headshot. And of course, this is just a really easy pistol to use. It's really fun to use, and you know, this is something that can really allow you to have a great time. Again, I mentioned I would not recommend this in a heavy gunfight, and this is why, because of course you won't be able to outshoot someone who's using a machine gun with this weapon. Of course, you can shoot it as fast as you can pull the trigger. It's just you still can't outshoot someone using a machine gun if you got focus on someone else. By the time you kill the other person, even if you did get that one headshot, all the seconds matter in this game, and you can go down within that time of trying to aim and look at that person. Unless you're in third person, that might actually help you. But if you're like looking directly down the sight, you're not obviously going to aim in quick enough to kill your target. But even when he just went down, he was in third person, so like I said, the seconds really matter in this game, and it's not like he could just have easily snapped over to the other guy and just quickly took him out. Now, when using a pistol like this, you might want to make sure that you stay at least within 80 meters, because anything after that, this pistol won't be accurate whatsoever, and you'll find yourself missing a lot and also attracting attention to yourself, unwanted attention, may I add. So just be mindful that this is no more than at least 80 meters, because other than anything farther than that isn't going to help you in any situation. So this thing is best used up close or to mid-range. But this thing is definitely not an SMG, definitely not a sniper, definitely not anything of the above. It's just a pistol. And we all know pistols are not the best for long range attacks. Now, unless you put some special attachment on there that made it any better, but other than that, like I say, these weapons, you cannot edit them, so it's like you really can't do much to this thing to make it better than it already is. And if you want anything better than this, you'll have to just find a pistol that's found around the map that you can actually edit. So keep all that stuff in mind, especially when you're using pistols. Now, one thing that makes these weapons so unique that I have found, for the most part, is the design that they come with. And if you guys saw at the beginning of the video, this thing actually had a skull on the front of this thing, and it was just really cool to use. So that's one of the things. And I also want to mention that none of this footage has been my footage. None of these DLC weapons have been my footage. Only the weapons found in game are the footage that I actually film. I didn't make a white character, just so you know I am a black guy. For those of you who ever say, you know, you never make a black person in any game, or nice footage, but yeah, it's not me. This is not Notorious Blades. Is not me. I am Unpredictable 60. So for those of you, I just feel like I needed to add that, because some of you I've seen comment and you say nice footage and everything, and I know you're probably just saying in general the footage is good, but I just want you all to know who don't know, this isn't my footage. So just keep that in mind whenever watching these videos. Also, apologies if I sound sick to you guys, because I sort of am. Whenever the season comes around, my allergies start kicking in and I hate it. It's really annoying, and I got medicine for it and I'm taking it, and I'm trying to at least get to where I sound normal. Hopefully I don't sound too bad to you guys. But of course, like I said, this pistol, compared to any other pistol in this game, this pistol is really fun to use. And this isn't my favorite one per se, but for those of you who are looking for a good DOC pistol to use, this is a good one to go with. I would prefer something like and I have like 3 in mind. I have the 5.7, M1911, and I want to say USP, but I don't think that's the one in the game. It might be like it's probably like a 22 or something. I don't know. It's one of those 3, but I do enjoy the M1911 more, because I actually have one, and then a 5.7, which is another weapon I need to try and get in real life. So for those of you who love guns and want to know what my favorite ones are, those are it. So again, this is supposed to be a stealth mission, and of course well, I mean, I guess you could be stealth. I didn't think that people would notice, but of course, if you take people out and they're near someone else, see, what they could be noticing is the dead bodies. And then after noticing the dead bodies, they're like, okay, well then how is that dropping? And they end up noticing him. So I mean, he's not being quiet at all, just so you guys know. You can, like I said, you can't put a silencer on this thing, so it's hard to be stealth with this weapon. So of course, this is not the weapon for that scenario. If you guys just want to go in guns blazing, this is probably what you want to do. But as he did, you want to keep your distance and stay as far back as possible, just to make their shots inaccurate, but at the same time while keeping your shots accurate. Then that way you can secure the kill. Now for those of you who managed to stay this far, of course, this is one of those things that I'm just like, yeah, you're probably going to be judgmental and say, well, you just basically gave the average opinion of a pistol. And like I said, you know, it's kind of hard to give an opinion on weapons that pretty much have the same stats as other weapons in the game. And as I said before, the only differentiation here is the fact that the weapon looks different, the design on it. And you know, this is a one-of-a-kind weapon. You can't get this weapon unless you get the DLC. So that's pretty much one of the things that stands out about this thing, is that fact. Now, I mean, there's of course other weapons that you can't provide a silencer for, and that makes them really cool. Like the, I think it's the Magnum 44, 45, something like that. I think it's 44, and it's just, you know, there's not really much you can put as an opinion for these weapons. So you have to keep that in mind when I talk about these, is because it's just kind of hard to describe this as anything different than something that's already in the game, for those of you who have a second opinion on what I do with this series. But I think I'm gonna end things right here, because, you know, there's not much else to say about this pistol. But thank you all for watching this video. If you guys have enjoyed this episode of Gun Review, then go ahead and show us some support and give us a like. If you guys enjoyed and got some useful information out of this video, if you guys would like to also share this video so other people can see it and we can spread the word a lot faster, you're welcome to do that as well. And for all you Ghost Recon Wildlands fans, go ahead and subscribe, because of course we love to play this game. It's very fun, very well thought out, and a very good game in my opinion. So we do enjoy bringing this and presenting this for you guys. And if you have any comments or questions or anything you would like to add, leave it down below in the comment section, because I always enjoy seeing y'all's opinion on what I think. And it's just fun to interact with all you guys. And I know I mentioned this at the end of my other videos, and I just really enjoy the communication between me and my subscribers, because it just shows me, you know, y'all's opinion versus what I think. And it's always good to just go back and forth and see, you know, in a good way, what the other person thinks. So I do appreciate those who do comment, and I will be having a lot more of these coming your way, because I have a lot more guns that are actually in the game to be found left to do. So these gun reviews are far from over, so just stay tuned for those, and I will definitely get back to you with those. I still have this one last weapon to talk about, and that's the Stampede. So for those of you wondering what that weapon is, I will gladly be presenting that in the next video. And on that note, this has been your broadcast. Unpredictable is out. Enjoy the rest of the gameplay, guys.
Damn, that was close. Taking fire from the checkpoint. Tango's near the cap entrance. Sniper's got us targeted.